Hello everybody, and welcome to Unlocking Your Truth with Dr. Lesley. My name is Dr. Lesley Phillips, and I will be your host for the next hour. Every week we choose a different topic, and we focus on anything to do with metaphysics, spirituality, the mystical, the intuitive, and every week we choose a different topic. And tonight's topic is chakras. Somebody wrote in and asked me to talk about the chakras, and I realized I've never done a show on the chakras, so I thought that would be a really good idea. Now, the first 20 minutes we normally just focus on the topic, but after that you can phone up and talk to me, and you can either talk to me about the topic, or you can phone in with your questions. If you are a bit shy, because some people don't like coming live on air, then you can email instead, and you email info@drlesleyphillips.com, and you spell my name DRLESLEYPHILLIPS. So that's info@drlesleyphillips.com. So, on to tonight's topic, which is the chakra system. And some of you may know what a chakra is, and some of you may not know what a chakra is. So I think I'll start with the basics, so that we can all get onto the same page. So what is a chakra? Well, a chakra is an energy center. It is an energy center that is a conduit for your spiritual information. So, I like to draw an analogy with your physical body a little bit. So just as you have a physical body, you also have an energy body. And your chakra system is part of your energy body. Now, another word perhaps that we use for the energy field that surrounds us is aura, right? So your aura is a field of electromagnetic energy that surrounds your physical body. That aura or energy field is actually made up of multiple layers of interpenetrating energy fields, and each one of those layers emanates from one of your chakras. Now, remember I said that the chakras are conduits for spiritual information. So each of those layers and each of those energy centers contains spiritual information and relates to a different aspect of your life, and we'll go into that in a bit, in a moment. Now, there are hundreds of chakras within your energy system, literally hundreds of them, major ones and minor ones, and where they're positioned correlates with aspects of the physical body. So, for example, where the nerve plexuses, where the nerves meet, or where your endocrine glands are located in your body, there's a chakra that is associated with that nerve plexus or that endocrine gland. So what type of information are channeled through the chakras? So let's think about this for a moment. You're not your physical body. So your physical body is a vehicle that you have created to have some very focused experiences within time and space. Because you, the spiritual being, you exist outside of time and space. And it's difficult to put this into words, but if there's no time and space, then everything just is. It's coexisting all at once, all things together. And so one of the reasons for wanting to project consciousness into physical reality is because of the much greater focus and attention is possible in the physical arena because it's limited by time and space. But it's like, okay, so now I've created this vehicle, how do I communicate through it? And so one of the ways is through you interface with your reality through your chakra system. Now, another analogy is a bit like, a jet engine. A jet engine. It's spinning very fast. And as the aeroplane is traveling forward, then the air is being processed through that jet engine. As you move forward through your life experiences are being processed through your chakras. So it's kind of like a two-way communication system, a two-way channel or conduit for information. So on the one hand, you, the high vibration spiritual being, your information about different aspects of reality is channeled through to your physical body and your body personality through the chakra system, but also your life experiences are processed through the chakra system. If that makes sense. Now, like I said, each chakra emanates a field of energy. And that field of energy relates to whatever that particular chakra relates to. And so, for example, there are 7 major chakras that are positioned as you move up the body. They're actually shaped like a cone. That's why I like to use the analogy of a jet engine, with the narrow end of the cone facing the spinal column and the wide end of the cone protruding or projecting out beyond where your physical body is. And if you can imagine, it's spinning very fast like a jet engine or like a Catherine wheel. And information is being processed through it in 2 directions, from your higher consciousness to you and back. So they actually can spin in both directions simultaneously. So, like I said, there are 7 major chakras and hundreds of minor chakras. And the major chakras are located, the first one is near the base of the spine. The second one is about 2 finger widths below your navel. And the third one is in your solar plexus. There's another one near the heart, another one near the cleft of the throat. There's one in the brow, in the center of the forehead, and there is one on the top of your head. Now, all of them are like, if you imagine cones, spinning cones of energy, which are parallel to the ground, apart from the one on the top of the head, which is more like a cylinder shape, and it just projects upwards. Like I said, they're conduits for information, for spiritual information. The first one, which is near the base of the spine, is a way of you receiving and operating from the information that you have about how to exist in physical reality. Okay, so the rules of engagement are different here in the physical world than in other dimensions or in the spiritual world where there's no time and space. So how do you navigate physical reality? How do you operate a physical body? All of that information is channeled through your first chakra. How to keep your body healthy, how to operate your body, how to survive in the physical world. Now, the one that I said is located 2 finger widths below your navel, it's channeling information about emotions. And what are the emotions? The emotions belong to your body. It's how your body communicates with you, the high vibration spiritual being, about the reality that you are engaged in, about the things that you are putting it through. Okay? So you're creating your reality, you're moving your body through this reality, and your body to some degree an independent biological unit that has some degree of consciousness of its own. And it'll tell you, well, I'm quite happy now, this is great, I like swimming, I like cycling, I'm having fun. Or, oh my God, stop, I'm frightened, this is awful, this thing that you're putting me through right now. So that's why it is so important to listen to the emotions, because they are clues from your body about how it's responding to the reality that you are putting it through. And that's information being communicated to you through the second chakra, so that you can respond and say, oh, I better change my reality, I better put my body into a situation which is not going to completely frighten it to death, for example. And then the third chakra, it contains your information about energy distribution. And that's, well, I've got all this energy and I've created this body, and what shall I do with it now that I've got it? Where shall I focus my attention? And depending on who you are and why you came, then you will distribute it in different ways. You may, if you are a very active person, and or you're focused on, you're a doctor, then you have a lot of your energy focused on assisting the healing of others, for example. So whatever it is, whatever your purpose is, your reason for being here, or what you're choosing to engage in, then your third chakra is the one that governs how you channel your energy. It also has some information about out-of-body experience. Because, guess what? Your physical body is not the only body you have. It's the one that you're most conscious of, but you also have an astral body. So this biological unit, your body, gets tired. So at night, you let it rest, you let it sleep, you let it process what you've put it through the computer of its brain. But you have another, so while you're doing that, you have another body called your astral body, which you can go and have some additional adventures in the astral plane, which is another plane of reality that's very closely associated with the earth plane, but again where the rules of engagement are different, because there's no time and space, for example, and so you have the opportunity for a wider scope of experiences. And because the astral body, it fits into the physical body a bit like a Russian doll, so it's moving in and out. It's having these additional experiences and moving in and out of your physical body. Your third chakra contains your information about how to process and assimilate the experiences that your astral body is having as they relate to your waking consciousness. All right, so now the fourth chakra, the one near the heart, we did a show on that, I think 2 weeks ago, and that contains your information about oneness and affinity. So your interconnectedness with all things. So you are not alone, you are a part of God. God meaning source energy or supreme being or all of creation. You are an integral part of that, and so is everybody else. And in that way we are interconnected, and you can experience that interconnectedness through your heart chakra. you can process those experiences through your heart chakra, and you can channel your information about that through the heart chakra. And the affinity relates to what you're attracted to, what you're pulled towards. It helps guide you forward in your life. I really like that, and I'm going to move in that direction. I really don't like that, I'm not going to go there. The one in the throat contains your information about communication, and all kinds of communication on a physical level and more spiritual, subtle forms of communication. And the energy center in the brow, that contains your information on clairvoyance, your ability to see clearly and to see the truth. And on the crown, that relates to your transmediumship, which is the ability to bring you into your physical body, the ability to bring spirit into the physical body, and also your knowingness, your claircognizance. So that's an enormous amount of information that is channeled through these energy centers called chakras. And they help you stay aligned with your higher purpose, with your higher being. And so, it's important to pay attention and keep them in balance. Now, interestingly enough, the person who asked me to talk about the chakras today, it gave me a link to a website which I didn't really have time to take a good look at, but it was a website about the evolution of the chakra system and how human beings, as they ascend, are getting additional chakras. And so, the listener wanted me to give an opinion on that. And so I'm not going to critique this other website and this other person's information, because I didn't really read it. I just had time to have a quick look. But what I will say is, I'm sure that the information I just gave out was news probably to most of the listeners to this show, and in fact to most human beings. Most human beings are barely conscious of their energy system and how it works, and that it's something that they can be consciously aware of and consciously work with. So for example, and to me, learning about the chakra system, and when I say learning about it, I don't mean learning some rote system that says, oh, the first chakra is red, the second chakra is orange, because that's not true either. Any chakra can be any color, because it's basically reflecting the experiences that you are going through and the direction that you are heading with, and they change in every single moment. Every time you have an experience, your energy is changing. And so and you can learn to master your chakra system. You can learn to control how you use your chakras. You can learn to consciously open them and close them down and adjust them in order to alter your experience of reality and to alter your consciousness. So I do that, for example, listeners, if you're a regular listener and when people call in with a question, I go into trance. To do that, I consciously alter my chakra system. And so what I want to say just about this idea that we're developing extra chakras is, most of us don't even have knowledge of the ones that we've just been talking about, and how to consciously heal them and operate operate them. And the other thing I would say is that we have, like I said, the ones that people tend to focus on are these 7 main chakras, but there are many more throughout your energy system, for example, in your feet and in your hands and other places as well. And they all serve their own function. And there are other energy centers that exist outside of the range of your physical body. And they relate to other aspects of reality and creating in other aspects of reality. And so, are human beings developing extra chakras? I'm not going to give an opinion on it, but what I would say is that it's more about awakening your consciousness to the chakras, to your chakra system, and learning how to master it. So, there we are. That was today's topic, the chakras, and after the break I'll be taking your calls. We'll be back in a few minutes, and then we'll start with the questions. Hello listeners, welcome back to Unlocking Your Truth with Dr. Lesley. My name is Dr. Lesley Phillips and I am your host. We have been talking about chakras this evening, and now we've reached the time in the show when you, the listeners, can call in with your questions. You can email info@drlesleyphillips.com. Hello?
Hello, Dr. Lesley.
Hi.
Great show, by the way.
Thank you.
Love the topic of chakras. Don't have any chakra questions for you right now, but I do have an email question from Lori. And Lori wants to know what is currently interfering with my progress. And she means her progress, not my progress.
Okay, great. Thank you. All right. Well, Lori, thank you for writing into the show. And I will take a look. I will have a little altar of my chakra system right now so that I can tune better into your energy. And I'm doing that right now. Okay, so what is currently interfering with your progress, I think you called it? Well, I'm going to answer the question, but before I do, I want to just even talk about this concept of progress, because it looks like you have some expectations of yourself, Lori, some expectations and a concept about where you should be and when you should be there and how you should be when you are there. And so you put like a whole bunch of pressure on yourself, and I'm sensing that you're asking about what you might call your spiritual development or your spiritual unfoldment, and sort of expecting that you will reach this stage of enlightenment, let's call it, for want of a better word, and so you've got this expectation, and then you're constantly measuring yourself against that expectation and saying, how am I doing? Oh, I'm not doing very well. And so that's the first thing I would say, is just let go of your expectations and enjoy being in the moment. Enjoy being where you are now, and enjoy being who you are now, and completely accept being who you are now and where you are now. Okay, so now let's just take a look and see if there's anything else we can pick up on for you. The other thing that I'm seeing that you're doing is that you're having this concept about, well, it's another expectation, but this time it's projected outside of yourself. So you've got this, looks like a concept of a greater being or a higher being that is almost like monitoring your progress or expecting you to be reach a state of perfection. And so so it's almost like trying to please this external figure by progressing. And there is no external figure, it's you. You are God. You are part of God. And you have free will to create whatever you want. And that's the whole joy of it. And so, and then let's see what else we can see. Yeah, it looks like you sort of beat yourself up and say, I'm just not getting it. I'm just not getting it. I'm just not seeing it. I'm just not feeling it. I'm just not knowing it. And it's really, the answer to your question is expectations. Your expectations of yourself and your projected expectations that you project are coming from outside of you, that you have to live up to. And I'm here to tell you that there's nothing that you have to live up to. There's nowhere that you have to be. There's nowhere that you have to go. And there's no state of perfection that you have to run towards in some imagined future that isn't already within you now. So, I hope that helps, Laurie. Listeners, we're taking your calls, and it's 604-504-7441, extension 4142. And this is Unlocking Your Truth with Dr. Lesley. Hello, Corey.
Hello.
Another email question?
Actually, I do, yes. How did you know? You must be psychic.
The phone was ringing. I figured that you weren't just calling for a chat.
I have a question from Callie. And Callie wants to know, what is my first step to manifest my wish to express myself as an artist?
Oh, great. Brilliant, thank you. Great, Callie. Well, thank you for writing to me, and I will do my best to give you an answer. So let me just tune into your energy. Just tuning into Callie's energy. So what is the first step to manifest my wish to be being an artist? Well, these are really interesting questions tonight. And before I read you, I want to share with you an anecdote somebody once said to me. I have a spiritual mentor. She's called Mary Ellen Flora. She's wonderful, and she's written many spiritual books, and she's trained hundreds of thousands of people, actually. And she said to me one day, you know, Lesley, the way that you become a spiritual teacher is not sitting at home meditating all day in an attempt to perfect yourself until you've somehow molded yourself into this perfect thing that can now go out into the world and be a spiritual teacher. The way that you do it is every day you get up and you teach. And so I would say I'd pass on the same nugget of wisdom to you, Callie, which is, you know, I mean, I guess included in your question, you wanting to become an artist, you must mean somehow, you must have a concept of what that is in terms of doing it as a job or a career. But I would pass on that same information, which is, well, the way that you become an artist is to be an artist, is every day is to paint or express yourself in whatever art form you are doing. But let me just tune into you and see if we can give you some something more specific and related specifically to you. Yeah, so when I tune into your energy, I'm seeing that one of the things that you are looking at is meaning being an artist that earns a living from being an artist. That turning what you love into a job and a source of income. And I'm seeing that floating around in your field are all these concepts and beliefs about how to do that. And looks like there's a lot of people who've been giving you advice about, I don't know, put a portfolio together and, go and knock on some drawers and, show them your work and, and so it's sort of like this. Just like any of us when we're looking for a job, out pounding the pavements and sending letters and connecting with people and all of that busy work that we can do. And of course, to a degree that is necessary, right? Because you do have to get out there and connect with people and meet people. But I'm seeing that what it is, it's the balance between body and spirit. Okay, so yes, the body has to get out there. It has to create some work and it has to go out and talk to people and show people. And then on the spiritual side, it's about you. Let's see. This is what it looks like what you're doing is you're flipping between creating purely as a body versus you, the spiritual being. Give me a moment. It's always awkward, isn't it, listeners, going a bit quiet on the radio. But I just need to look a bit longer at Callie's energy. So let me do that. As a first step, what I would say, it's align body and spirit. Increase your body-spirit communication. Because it looks like the body goes into a scarcity mode and a panic mode. Got to survive, got to run around, got to do this, got to do that, got to make it happen. And the body takes over. And then your energy is diffused, because it's just running around wherever it can to try and make things happen. Whereas if you communicate more with the body, help the body relax, chill out, it's going to be fine. I'm in charge. I'm working through you. We're creating this. And so that, and then whatever I don't know if you meditate, but whatever, or affirmations, whatever it is that you do, but it's about just really anchoring that knowledge that you are an artist. Not that you want to be an artist, you are an artist. Okay? Anchor that vibration. You are an artist in your body. Vibrate that vibration of your unique vibration as an artist in your body. Believe in yourself. You know that you're an artist. You know that you're passionate about this. Right? Just bring that passion and that belief so that your entire being is vibrating with that passion and that belief. And that will help you magnetize opportunities into your reality that help you with this very strong desire and purpose of being an artist. So, I hope that helps you, Callie. And we're going to go to another break, and then we will take some more calls. So, you're listening to Unlocking Your Truth with Dr. Lesley. Hello everyone, welcome back to Unlocking Your Truth with Dr. Lesley. My name's Dr. Lesley. We have another 18 minutes left in tonight's show, and we've been talking about chakras and we've been answering your questions. And call me up. call me up with a question or email info@drlesleyphillips.com, and I will do my very best to answer your question. Let's see if... Hello, Corey. Did another listener write in with a question?
Yes, we've got another email question. This is kind of a long one from Fiona. A little long, not too long. And she says, I'm going through an extremely challenging time in my life, dealing with major health concerns, and have to move again for the third time in 2 months. Whoa. My question is it more beneficial for me to stay in Vancouver and aim to heal this on my very own, or to go back and stay with my family and seek healing there?
Okay, great, thank you. All right, Fiona, let's take a look at your challenging health situation. So, listeners, I'm just tuning into her energy. So, well, I see that it is a challenging situation, and I see that you really are intending to heal your body. You're really wanting to. I'm actually seeing that you're bringing through this very healing blue vibration. But what I'm seeing is that the challenges of daily living are so difficult for you at the moment that it's not leaving you the space and time to do the deep healing work that you're really wanting to do. And so if there is somewhere that you can go where all of those daily chores are removed from your plate for some time, so somebody else takes care of, just all that daily stuff, having someone else help, whether it's doing the groceries and the other chores, and not having to worry about looking for somewhere else to live. I'm seeing that it would be beneficial for you right now to find somewhere that you could go that will free up, give you some time and space to focus exclusively on your healing and not have all of these other concerns crashing around you. Let me see the relationship with your parents and whether it looks like they would do that for you. It looks like that that allowing yourself to receive from them for a while could be just what you need. Gives you the space to bring more of that healing through. Because I'm seeing what you're doing at the moment is you're putting yourself second, and you're putting all of these survival type chores ahead of looking after yourself. So the short answer is, Fiona, that does look like a good idea for you to go and stay with your family and focus on healing yourself. All right, so let's see if Corey has another question. And you can... Oops. Hello.
Hello. The show isn't the show unless we get at least one relationship question or one past life question. So here's one that contains both. This is from Gerda, and Gerda wants to know, what past life did my boyfriend and I have together?
Oh, great. Okay. I'll look at that. I love those questions because it's so funny. We've had, especially people who listen to this show or come and see me for a reading, we're looking at thousands and thousands and thousands of lives, and so I'm sure you've had more than one past life with your boyfriend, Goethe, but I will take a look and see what comes up. So let's tune in to Goethe and look at a past life between her and her current boyfriend. Well, I'm seeing role reversal in this past life. You were in a male body and your boyfriend was in a female body, and I am seeing that you were married. And when I look at you, I'm seeing you wearing a military uniform, and it looks like, I'd guess, around the 1800s. And you look European, you look Eastern European, maybe Hungarian, part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, that time period. And I'm seeing that you're not poor. You are in the upper echelons of society. You're not exactly the top level royalty, but it looks like you might be related, like cousin or second cousin to that royal family. So, and I'm seeing you're in a military uniform, and I'm looking at the point at which you propose to your current boyfriend, although he is a she. And I'm seeing that she said yes, and that you were married and you had children. What else can I tell you? Well, it looks like in that life, it was very much in the days of, men and women having a particular role, and your role was the breadwinner, you were the head of the family, you were the one that made the important decisions, and you saw your job to protect and take care of her and take care of your family. And she was, her job was to have babies and rear the babies and bring them up and teach them how to be good citizens, and teach her the proper ways of society and how to behave, and and her job was to look attractive and be able to make polite conversation, and so I'm seeing that it looks in general like it was a happy marriage, typical ups and downs that any marriage would have, but it looks like you stayed married until the end, really. And I'm seeing that sometimes your job in the military and other things you were involved in took you away for a time, and that was therapeutic in a way, because of the times you spent apart. It gave each of you the opportunity to get your own space back and to miss the other one and to appreciate the other one. And so it looks like you had a really good balance. And it looks like that lifetime is coming up right now, because it's got some clues about how to manage the current relationship. And so it looks like in the current relationship, sometimes you get on top of one another. And the answer might be to just take some time away, focusing on your own stuff, so that you refresh yourselves, you get your energy back. So that's what I'm seeing as an example of a past life that you've had with this person. But I am also seeing that this is a person that you have, it's part of your soul group, and it's someone that you've had multiple incarnations with through over a long historical period. So we brought up a relatively recent past life, but I'm seeing that there have been others, and some of them are from a very, very long time ago. And I'm seeing that you've been in played different roles to one another. So sometimes in opposition to one another. sometimes as enemies, sometimes as lovers, sometimes as different members within the same family or the same group. And at the heart of your relationship, at the core of your relationship is love, always. But sometimes, on a soul level, what that means is offering an opportunity for growth to another person. And so that's what I'm seeing. I hope that you enjoyed that, and I've got time just for one more question before today's show is over, listeners. And once again, this is Unlocking Your Truth with Dr. Lesley. Hello.
Hello. A simple question from Blair. What are my spiritual abilities and gifts?
Sounds like a simple question. Well, I'm glad. Thank you. It's a nice question to end on, because the theme at the beginning was the chakras, and I didn't go into it in great depth, but the chakras are conduits for your spiritual abilities and your spiritual gifts. And so let's take a look at Blair. And what I'm going to do, because we've only got 5 minutes, Blair, is I'll just do a quick scan of your chakra system and see what lights up for us to talk about. See which chakra we want to talk about, and we'll talk about which the abilities that well, there's two that are lighting up the most brightly right now are the 3rd chakra and the 4th chakra. And what I'm seeing is, what's coming up to talk about is astral travel and some healing work that you are doing while you are astral traveling, because you are, and the healing work that you're doing is like planetary level, and it relates to the affinity that you have in your heart for this world and for the planet, for the environment, for all of the creatures on this earth, all of the plant life, all of the animals, and the planet herself. And I'm seeing that you are working with a group of souls when you're asleep at night on the astral plane to create some shifts in consciousness within humankind, within human beings, so that we change some of the ways in which we are treating this earth, and so that we treat the planet with more respect. And so I'm seeing that it's kind of interesting because this group of souls that I'm seeing you're working with, some of them are like you and they have bodies, and some of them don't have bodies. And it's like this network of individuals that have agreed to work together and co-create together. And there are certain people who are in positions to decision-making positions to, I don't know, pass a law or have something banned or have something changed. And I'm seeing that one of the things that you're doing together from the astral plane is focusing on influencing the influencers, changing the minds of the ones who have the power to create change. And those, it's not, so I don't want to be misinterpreted here, it's not like you're going and brainwashing people. The people that you're influencing are people who are part of the same group and wanting to create the change. But it's almost like there's sort of it's like the energy of the whole group is moving behind the people who are able to create the changes. So what are your spiritual gifts and abilities? Well, I'm seeing that you're a healer, that you're a passionate healer, a motivated healer who is dedicated to transformation and shift on this earth. And in particular, at the moment, the environment. But I'm seeing it could just be anything that makes us better and makes us do it in a better, more respectful way. There are other things that I could tell you too, but we have no time left.